We all know the story of Cinderella, a kind-hearted girl mistreated by her wicked stepfamily, only to be saved by a magical fairy godmother and a charming prince. It's the ultimate rags to riches tale that's inspired countless adaptations. But what if I told you that the Cinderella you know is a sanitized version, stripped of its darker, more disturbing origins? Get ready to uncover the shocking truth behind one of the world's most beloved fairy tales. The earliest known version of Cinderella can be traced back over 2,000 years to ancient China. Yes, you heard that right. China. The tale of Ye Shen features a young girl who loses her mother, gains a cruel stepmother, and receives help from a magical fish instead of a fairy godmother. But unlike the Disney version, this story ends with gruesome justice. When the stepmother discovers the fish's magical powers, she kills and eats it. Ye Shen, guided by the fish's spirit, eventually marries a king, but the stepmother and stepsister meet a brutal end. The Chinese origin of the story is no coincidence. In ancient Chinese culture, small feet were seen as a symbol of beauty and status. Ye Shen's lost golden slipper fits perfectly, symbolizing her unique worth in a society obsessed with foot binding. This adds a fascinating layer to the story, connecting it to cultural practices that valued physical traits as symbols of virtue. Fast forward to 17th century Europe, where Charles Perrault penned the version most of us recognize. This is where we get the pumpkin carriage, the glass slipper, and the fairy godmother. Perrault's version was written during the reign of Louis XIV, a time when fairy tales were being used to teach lessons to aristocratic children. The glass slipper, for example, symbolized purity, while the magical transformation offered hope for those living in rigid class systems. But even Perrault's version was designed to reflect the harsh realities of the time, subtly reminding readers of the virtues of patience and kindness. However, it's the Brothers Grimm who gave us the most haunting version of Cinderella. Their 1812 tale, Aschenputtel, is far from the glittering ballroom scenes we imagine. In this version, Cinderella's stepsisters go to horrifying lengths to fit into the glass slipper. One cuts off her toes, and the other slices her heel. Their gruesome deception is exposed when blood spills from the shoe, and their punishment, being blinded by doves at Cinderella's wedding. This brutal ending served as a moral warning against greed and envy, common themes in many Grimm tales. But why is the Cinderella story so dark in its origins? Scholars believe it's because fairy tales served a purpose beyond entertainment. They were cautionary tales, reflecting the harsh realities of life in their time. The wicked stepmother, a symbol of the dangers women faced in blended families, where resources like inheritance and food were scarce. The magical transformation, a fantasy escape from the rigid social class system. And the gruesome justice, a moral reminder that cruelty and deceit have consequences. Interestingly, the Cinderella story also carries themes of ancient fertility rituals. The glass slipper, for example, is seen by some as a symbol of purity and femininity. Others argue that the story echoes rites of passage, where the protagonist must endure hardship to emerge transformed and victorious. These elements make Cinderella more than just a tale. It's a myth deeply rooted in human culture. Across different cultures, Cinderella's tale takes on various forms, each reflecting the society it came from. In Egypt, there's the story of Rhodopis, a Greek slave who marries a pharaoh after he finds her lost sandal. This version emphasizes beauty and divine intervention, reflecting ancient beliefs about fate and destiny. In Native American folklore, the rough-faced girl suffers burns and scars, but proves her worth to a mystical chief, emphasizing inner beauty over outward appearance. These variations highlight the universal appeal of resilience and transformation, themes that transcend time and geography. But the story's appeal isn't just about overcoming adversity. It's also about justice. In nearly every version, the oppressors are punished, often brutally. This reflects the deep human desire for fairness, where the good are rewarded and the wicked meet their downfall. It's a theme that resonates across generations, even as the tales evolve. Now let's talk about how Cinderella has been reimagined over time. The 20th century saw the tale transform into the glittering, magical story we know today. Disney's 1950 adaptation turned Cinderella into a symbol of hope and perseverance. Gone were the gruesome punishments for her stepsisters, replaced by forgiveness and redemption. This change wasn't accidental. It reflected post-war optimism and the desire for escapism in a rapidly changing world. Yet the Disney version wasn't without its critics. Some argued it perpetuated harmful stereotypes, portraying Cinderella as a passive heroine waiting to be rescued. But modern retellings have sought to reclaim her story. Films like Ever After, 1998, and Cinderella, 2015, give Cinderella more agency, showing her as a strong, independent character who shapes her destiny. Interestingly, Cinderella's story has also found its way into psychology. The term Cinderella complex, coined by Colette Dowling, describes the fear of independence and a subconscious desire to be cared for. While controversial, it highlights the enduring impact of the tale on our collective psyche, sparking debates about gender roles and societal expectations. So why does the Cinderella story endure? Perhaps it's because it speaks to something fundamental in all of us, a longing for transformation, a belief in justice, and the hope that no matter how dire our circumstances, a better future is possible. It's a story that adapts and evolves, reflecting the values and struggles of each generation. But here's the real question. What do we lose by sanitizing these tales? By stripping away the darker elements, are we missing the deeper lessons about resilience, justice, and human nature? It's worth considering the next time you hear the soft strains of Cinderella's tale. So what's your take on the true origins of Cinderella? Let us know in the comments below. And if you want more deep dives into the dark origins of classic stories, be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Until next time, keep questioning the stories you thought you knew.